My fault. See, it say California Love. California Love. This is 1975. Feel me? Nip reading that shit. Nip reading that shit, bro. For real. Word. Dang, bro. You seen this first. It's exclusive. Yeah. Yeah. That's my uncle Stan, my uncle Nay, and my mama. You feel me? So y'all remember that video I did a few days ago telling you that I saw that picture of my mama when she was a baby. You feel me? Drop my joint. But Louisville. Shout out to Josiah Freeman. He dropped 33, 8, and had 7 assists today and shot for 75%. That's Josiah Joe Johnson Freeman. JJF. Watch out for him. Winston-Salem. He a Winston-Salem lion. He a lion. He the lion. You feel me? So y'all have to support what's going on, man. Like, we have to support Joe. Like, the Trefo got to support Joe. Like, y'all got to go to the games, bro. You feel me? So, yeah, he was in Louisville today, or yesterday, or today or yesterday, and he dropped 33. He dropped 33, Nip. You feel me? So, yeah, this my mama handwriting. So, so you know we had California. Shout out to ESTG. This is knocked EST from California to Oregon. You feel me? This joint, it hit different. So this, my mama, that's her handwriting. You feel me? And we can bring these back. It got the 1978 on there. This is organic. Developed in Oregon. That's crazy, bro. This paper was developed in Oregon, and my mama got Oregon Avenue on it. She got Oregon Avenue on here. That's her handwriting. That's her rich. That's her rich, man. Man, it says the girl of the 70s. That's what my mama wrote. Ground up distribution. Chattanooga. Fuck you talking Chattanooga, because that's where it was shipped from Oregon to Chattanooga, California. So that's an EST, like, that's a knock. Y'all don't be knowing what EST be saying. He be talking in triple codes, bro. That's why he's a great, like, I actually put ESTG lyricism up there with Jay in the houses. I'm talking about, like, because it's one thing to put to have the lyrics, but to take those words and to have double and triple and quadruple entendres, bruh, nip. Loaded bases, that's my motivation. So that California, the Oregon line, you feel what I'm saying? He talking about Highway 5, son. He talking about 5. We talking about the Algonquin, man. That's crazy, dog. So, this was just in here. So y'all get 1975 because it come with surprises. I'm gonna put this on the California up under my mama daddy Henry. So y'all know the video. If you've been following my videos, that's past Henry Street. Here go Henry right here. This book is actually, like, it's not gonna fall because it's let me thumb through the paper. There you go. There you go. That's Henry right there. You know what I'm saying? He moved from, you got to read the book, but Nip reading it. You feel me? Henry went from Oregon to California. In other words, he went from Louisville to California. You know what I'm saying? So you read about my grandfather. Oh, and he had a shop on Crenshaw. Yep. And he had a shop on Crenshaw. That's my OG. So yeah, um, definitely get that. Today is J5. Shout out to J-Ho. Josh Howard was one of the first ones to get a copy of 19. He got it before it released. Josh Howard got this joint before it released publicly. You feel me? Because that's just off of the strength of Darrell, bro. Like my first time meeting J-Ho, bro. That's why my name is Ibn Darrell. A lot of people don't understand that shit. But that literally gave me credits. Like when I met Josh, I told him I was Darrell's son. You feel what I'm saying? And my mother was his teacher at the school. You feel what I'm saying? I mean at the church. In the house of the house of the Lord. So that's my mama. She wanted to be a minister. So she taught in the administration building. And that's my grandfather. That's not my biological grandfather, but it wouldn't make any difference if he was or not, you know. But that's Jack. That's who raised us. That's who raised us to be gentlemen. You feel me? Like we real men because of Jack. You feel me? He showed us what it was to be a real man. He showed a real stand-up family man. And that's India. She got credits in this book. Her birth story is in this book. Shout out to her father. You feel me? Shout out to her father, bro. That's the most parental thing that you can do is become an author for your children and to tell your story through books. How else they gonna read it? You feel me? Look at Darrell look at Darrell. I'm her son. She'd say Darrell. You feel me? Louisville. That's Louis. She got Louisville and Louis right there twice, all because of Darrell. You feel what I'm saying? Louisville. You feel me? Hold on. Let me see something. Nah. Yeah. That's Darrell. So that's the realest thing you could have done. You keep people, you keep they. Shout out to the prophet, Noble Drew Ali, a real Carolinian. So yeah, man, y'all go get that, bro. Go get 75. And that's how I was telling y'all, that's the Virgin Mary and her son. You know what I'm saying? On Greenway. So I mean, in the tray. So how the hell we end up in first of all, how we end up in Los Angeles? Because my sister's from South Central on my daddy's side. On my dad's side, that's my grandfather. On my mama's side, that's my mama's father. But my father got daughters from California. Daughters, my father. So how the hell we end up in the Trey Foe on the north side? You got to get that book. And then you got to get the alarm clock. The alarm clock got a lot of missing pieces to it. Like my first time walking into our new home and smelling the smell of that home when we first walked into that on my birthday in 2001. This is the house my mama chose after all. Like, see, I'm living life now, so I get it. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you live life, and when you live life, you feel me? And you done been through some things. You done took losses. You done lived with people. You done lived at your mama apartment. You done lived. You feel me? That was my mama's final destination. That was her final house on this earth. You feel me? That was it. It's a Moravian, we call it a Moravian style home. It looked like the homes in Germany. You feel me? That's how I was. That's why I am the way that I am, bro, because of this woman. You know what I mean? She did her best to keep me away from the street mentality. Well, the mindset that was in it. It wasn't like my mom is from the streets, but it's a difference having that mentality. She wanted to keep me away from that. And in order to have that mentality, you have to move out. You got to move out into the boondocks. You got to move into like where the rural areas. You know what I mean? And that's just real. Like parents have to understand that you got to move out of the inner cities and move where you can actually hear yourself think. You feel me? That should be the goal. Like that should be required by, mandatory for parents, is how can we get away from, we don't want to hear sirens. We don't want to hear cars running up and down. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to hear, screams, random screams, because of whatever them just went that down. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to hear that. You don't want bright lights in your damn window. You feel me? You don't want bright lights in your window. We tired of covering our damn windows up with blankets. We need them blankets to stay warm. You feel me? So as parents, you got to figure out how to not only get out the inner city, but get some land where you really have to learn how to harvest. You need storehouse. We need store. We just be getting houses, but I was about to say bitch, but not in front of my mama. I can't say that in front of my mama. But you need storehouses. That's written in the Bible. Solomon built his temple before he built his temple. Solomon built his house before he built the temple. Feel me? He had to put his mask on first. So, man, this is just a museum that is attached with the library. We got books on top of books and shelves of books. That's something that I did for my grandmother. While she was still living, I was, inspired by her bookshelf. So I was like, damn, it wasn't even like I'm about to it was more so like, I started investing in my library in like 2019 for real, like consciously since 2019 with me and if you read that book, like The Pact, about the 3 guys from New Jersey that became doctors and shit, but they made a pact that's what they was gonna do. That's how it was with me and K Doug and E. We all was like, man, we about to mastermind, we about to invest in these books. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how many books we got when we first moved into our spot off of OGB, and then we're gonna see how many we got when we leave. And then like for me, I just kept that mentality and just kept buying books. I kind of parked it these last 2 years, like, because I've been going through some shit for real. Like, my story gonna have to be written because it's that valuable. And I give people on like my IG, I get them a lot. And the people that's like, on YouTube, I give y'all a lot. You feel me? So I give a lot to the world. It's just I ain't discovered yet. But it's not even like, some people don't give up because you ain't discovered, because some people may not discover you until your afterlife, and you still be on YouTube and your commercials that's streaming from your YouTube is still paying your estate. You need to think like that. So, it take years for somebody to just gold is still gold. You know what I mean? Even the gold that hasn't been discovered yet is still gold, but that don't mean that it's not valuable because ain't nobody discovered. It's actually more valuable. You feel me? So that's just a reminder, is like, and for a reminder for me too, because it's like, who do I do it for? And it's actually for the generations that's yet to be born. When they get gray hair, think about that. So we have to segue our way into what's being written, right? Because so many of our Aboriginal stories that went untold for so many years, and this is why they defined it us. And when they saw that they could define us, now they like, we could tweak the story. So we're gonna say that, well, you're an African American and you're the African part of the American because you, not because your father from Eritrea, you feel me, but because you came here on a slave ship. Come on. But when you define yourself, Armius, God will rise, you feel me? That's when you begin to have victory on the earth. So Nip is he mastered that. He gave us the blueprint. It actually should be studied. You feel me? Like, you can't just listen to hip hop artists. You gotta study them. Like, I'm making moves to be studied. Like, if you study my moves, if you study the moves that I've made, it's actually an art to it. And you can actually learn from my lessons, from my losses. You feel me? So with that being said, run this up for my brother. Like, literally, bro, my brother gets the royalty. I want to pay my brother his full royalties per copy. We pay no more suits, which we established, was established so that we could pay authors their royalties and they get 100% of that shit. On my mama, on my mama copies. On my, you feel me? I affirm, put my hand on 75, bro. I affirm 75. Feel me? So on the House of the Rams, bro, the Rams, my mama is the Ram. That's why I became a Ram. See, that's what happened when you define yourself. You feel me? Winston, I could say Winston gave me an opportunity, or I could say that I was summoned to the House of the Rams. You feel me? The 51st, the 53rd house. That's the 53rd house, established in 1951. The year my mama was born. So, yeah, man. This is exclusive content, you know. NoMoreSuitsLLC.com. You can get our books, but you can get my books autographed from DarylQSlavePractices.org and personalized, you know, for a really good price because we appreciate our customers. So be the first person to make the purchase from DarylQSlavePractices.org. Show real support. And we got books coming in too, alarm clocks. So let's get them in and out for real. If you meet me up in person, these are going to be exclusive, never unforeseen copies. Unforeseen is chapter 1 of the alarm clock. The unforeseen. You feel me? So we're going to have unforeseen copies, and they're going to be really exclusive, and you might have to get them from me in person. We'll be in Carolina. We just confirmed. We just waiting for it. We are in Carolina. You feel me? What are we talking about? Well, everywhere is Carolina to me. Everywhere I walk is Carolina. Let's go.